Hello, hello, hello. I'm Eddie Obeng, and this is How. Daily, I bring you a different people engagement tool, performance enhancement tool, possibility exploration tool. We call them pets, and they show you how to get stuff done. Not why you should do it or what you should do, but how to get it done. Today, I want to focus on one which is really crucial because whenever you try and get people to do something new, what you discover is various forms of no, they don't want to do it. Resistance to change. I don't want to move forward. So let's jump on. I'm going to share with you Lose Less, Gain More, and you'll understand a little bit more about people and why they sometimes won't go along with you, even though what you're saying is rationally true. So let's jump on Cube and see what we've got. So here we are on Cube, where the sun is always shining and the clouds. Can you see the clouds are moving gently across there? Beautiful breeze. Okay, so let's jump into this board. I want to start with this image. I remember when I was learning how to sell, I was told that when you're selling a new car, you're not just selling the new car against other new cars. Everyone thinks you're selling your product against other new products. They say you're also selling against the car which is already there. They say, yeah, because the person's going to lose this one in order to get your car. So they're thinking a lot about what they lose, which is tangible, and thinking a little about what you're proposing, which is not so tangible because they haven't driven this car yet. And so you have a chance to make that change happen only if you understand that you're not just competing with other cars they might buy, but with what they have at the moment. And people don't like losing stuff. And I'll give you an example. This is the famous story about how to catch a monkey. Monkeys are notoriously difficult to catch because they're very mobile. They can climb trees. They're small. They can duck and dive. They have muscles which are 5 to 10 times stronger than us. So they can do amazing things like hang with one finger. They're wonderful creatures. If you want to catch a monkey, how the hell do you catch a monkey? Well, the secret is you give them something they like peanuts. Okay, why am I telling you about peanuts? Because if you give them peanuts, they'll probably come. But if you give them peanuts, they'll just come, grab the peanuts, and run away. So one way of catching a monkey is to put the peanuts into a gourd, a pumpkin, something like that, with a small hole on the top, and put the peanuts in the bottom. They can smell the peanuts. They look into it. They put their hand into the gourd, the pumpkin, to try and get the peanuts out. But of course, their hand goes in like that. But when they get a handful of peanuts, they grab the handful and they can't pull it out. And so now you can catch the monkey because they will tend not to let go of the peanuts, which they've got, in order to retrieve their hands. And you can't climb a tree whilst your hand is in the pumpkin. Okay, so that's basically what you have as an image. That's what you're always competing against. And Lose Less, Gain More is a pet which allows you to think about how you might actually approach people so they'll give up what they want. So you need to have a preparation phase. The preparation phase is to understand clearly what the change you're proposing is, and from their perspective, what their perceived loss is. It might not be real. They might think they'll be unhappy. No, maybe they're going to be happier and healthier. But you have to think about your change, and then from their point of view, not your point of view, write down all the things they're going to lose. Then think about solutions for each of these things which you're going to put into your conversation, and then refocus on the benefits. Make sure you emphasize how this is going to help and be better than what they've got. But if you haven't understood it from their point of view, you'll miss it. And they'll be thinking, oh, I'm going to lose all my idea. And you won't know that. So you can't say, well, normally people would say to me, I'm going to, but one of the things that you realize is if you do this, then you won't lose, and you also gain, etc. So that's what Lose Less, Gain More is. It's a good empathetic approach to allow people to move forward without letting the stakeholders be distracted from the benefits by what they will lose. So I've been Eddie Obeng. Subscribe to the channel. There's so much more on how to get stuff done. And there's a newsletter on LinkedIn which you can read, which gives you lots of background information. And there's always a quick guide which you can look at for that particular pet.